Through the Third Eye. Book 1 of the Third Eye Trilogy. Chapter 12. Sogui Iglesius, Cunayala, Panama. Clay stretched his arms and rolled his head to stretch his neck as he continued the regression of Sogui in Spanish.
Move to the door that takes you to the next life of a historically known person. What do you see? Where are you? Are you there now?
Yes. My name is 𝐂𝐁𝐎𝐒. I am known as Master Kong. I am a writer, a teacher. No, a philosopher. Yes, a teacher and a philosopher, but only for the last years. I have done so many different things in my life. But now I teach others.
What year is it? How old are you and where are you?
It is 460. No, 480. Yes, 486 BC. I am 65 years old. I live in town in province in east. 𝐂𝐇𝐈𝐒, east of the mountain. Tai Hang Mountain. It is cold now, very cold, but it is beautiful, and I am peaceful. It has not been so peaceful in the past.
Tell me about your past. Return to your younger days.
There was a hesitation, and Shali gave her a shot of micro-pulse to the third eye.
No, my young life was difficult. My mother was a young girl when I was born, and my father was an old man, and they never married. I did not know my father because he was dead when I was 1 year old. My mother raised me by herself because she was outcast by the village. We had very little money and life was difficult, but she was a good mother. She died young. I tended cows in the fields, but I did not like that. Then I worked in an office for the local court. I later became a magistrate, myself. There was much corruption. I did not like that. It was wrong. Unfair. I could not be a part of that corruption. So I became a philosopher and a teacher for young people.
Sogui paused and smiled with deep satisfaction.
Later in this life, I saw my mother in my son's eyes, and my son's gift was a grandson. I am very close to my grandson. We are together all the time. I teach my grandson with my other students. After I am dead, he must teach others what is right and wrong.
Sogui continued to expound on this life as Master Kong. Clay looked over to Shali and quietly commented,
"This guy sure is a chatty Cathy, huh?"
Yes, but who the hell is he? 𝐂𝐁𝐎𝐒. I'm not finding anything in the files or on the net. I need more data points.
Data points? You techno-weenie,
said Clay teasingly. Shali flushed red and nodded her head toward Sogui, signaling for Clay to keep moving. Sogui continued describing this life.
My wife was nice when we were young. I loved her very much, but she became a bitch. She nagged me all the time, so I stayed away to do my work. What is her problem, anyway? I love her, but I don't want to be around her. She is just plain nasty. I focus on my studies. I read, study, think and talk to others. I enjoy discussing social and behavioral issues with my students. But sometimes I feel like I am lost, as if I am not in my own body. Sometimes I have difficulty concentrating or focusing, but only sometimes. Other times I feel euphoric, like I am one with the universe and can see to infinity. Most of my life I feel this, but it has increased in my later years in this body.
There was a pause. Clay allowed Sogui time to absorb what her soul saw. He turned to Shali, who was feverishly searching the internet in an attempt to identify this person.
Shali, this regression sounds more like what we are used to seeing, a regular person with all of the difficult and confusing problems of life. Sogui's blunt commentary makes this a little entertaining. Not as good as Tommy, but interesting nonetheless.
Shali did not even look up.
Yeah, I hear you.
Find anything at all.
Nothing. This Kong guy is obviously Chinese, and that makes it difficult to find connections, even if he was famous. Romanizing Chinese characters often butchers words in translation. Plus, Chinese sometimes reverse their names, cut the names short, or use nicknames. The pronunciation of a single spoken Chinese character could have a dozen different possible written characters or meanings. To complicate it further, geographic names in China have changed a lot in the last several thousand years.
Don't worry, Shali. We'll get another shot during the LBL. We can always dig in tonight and see if we can find something. We'll have to wrap up soon anyway. We have to keep our days shorter with Sogui, since this has got to be hard on her.
Shali looked up.
You're right. She is remembering everything too, so should we ease off and let her sleep on it?
Yeah. Her body is not in the greatest shape. I'll do one more life after Kong and then quit for today. We'll take tomorrow off, head to the mountains, and let her rest for a day.
Clay finished reviewing the life of the unknown Chinese guy from east of the mountains. This life ended in a mournful death that followed soon after the death of his son. Clay looked over to Shali. She nodded for him to proceed.
Continue down the hall to the door of the next life of a historically prominent person. Enter the door. What do you see? Where are you?
No response.
Are you there?
Shali pressed the button for a micro-pulse shock to the balls of Sogi's feet. Her feet curled up slightly.
Are you at the door?
No response. Shali pressed a shock on the shoulder pads. Sogui snapped.
No. No. There are 2 doors. I have gone in one, but I already been in that door.
Go to the other door. Open it and go inside. Tell me what you see.
It is a beautiful house. A big house. Even more. This is a palace. It is huge and beautiful.
Walk through this palace and tell me what you see. Look at yourself and describe yourself.
I am a young man. I am a prince, and this all belongs to me. But I am empty and lost. I do not know why I am so confused, so helpless. My wife is in the other side of the palace. I have a wonderful baby son, but I feel affection only on the outside. Inside there is nothing. I need more.
Where are you located now?
In Nepal, in the west of Nepal. Kapi. Lava. Do. Kapila. Vasti. Kapilavasti. It sounds something like that.
Clay leaned over to Shali.
See if you find that on Google Earth. Look around Nepal, India, and Tibet. The borders have shifted over time. The Indians didn't mess around with their geographical names as much as the Chinese, so it might be easier to find.
He turned back to Sogui.
What is your name?
Siddhartha. Gadada. Siddhartha. Gadama. Something like that.
Clay glanced at Shali, but she was furiously clicking away on the laptop, running multiple internet search engines to figure out who this was and where they had been living. Clay continued the script while Shali searched, and occasionally pressed a micro-pulse shock button on Clay's cue.
What year is it now, and how old are you?
It is 500. 550. 540. Yes, 545 BCE. I am a young adult. I think I am 19 years old.
Shali clicked away on the keyboard, and then stopped. Her eyebrows curled inward, her lips narrowed firmly in excitement. She suddenly swung her chair away from the laptop and grabbed the tablet with the timeline of the last 4,000 years of historically famous people. She furiously flipped through the screens.
Holy crap, Clay. I think this is the Buddha. Yeah, I'm telling you, I think this is Siddhartha Gautam. His father was the king of a small kingdom around Kapilavastu in Nepal before he ran off to India and freaked out on meditation. Could Sogui really be the Buddha?
A huge smile broke out on Clay's face.
Oh boy. I've got a rough idea of Buddha's story, so I'll play it along. We just might have the potbelly himself.
Clay continued the regression for 15 minutes and took the soul through his many years spent fasting, abstaining, and meditating.
Move forward in this life to a time of great peacefulness for your soul. Move to a time when you are always in meditation, deep in thought, deep in peace. Where are you? What year is it? Describe everything around you and what you are doing.
I am in the south now. India. Platna. No Gaia. The land is flat, dry, boring. Boring is good for me now, because it is difficult to meditate in a place of wonderful beauty, like my father's land. I am 58 years old. Sometimes it is so hot, I go into the river to cool down. The rivers are wide and shallow, so I lie in the river. The water is cool from the mountains. I like to lie under the trees to rest and meditate. Many people follow me around wherever I go. They think I have great wisdom and hidden secrets for peacefulness.
Do you have wisdom or secret knowledge? If you have this wisdom, where did you get it and what did you do with it?
There was a long pause. Shali shot Sogui with a 3-second micro-pulse to the third eye. Sogi's head turned upward slightly from the stimulus.
Yes. I was given this knowledge by the elders, in my meditation. I am told not to reveal much of the knowledge. People are not ready. There are lessons to be learned, and they cannot learn their lessons if this knowledge is revealed to the world. They will not know what to do with the knowledge. It will be abused and lessons will not be learned under the best circumstances.
Clay asked,
So what did you do with this knowledge?
It is written in books. For many years I have had 2 assistants working with me to write it. But it is difficult to understand by most people. The real truth is hidden in the words.
What is the key to unlocking the truth hidden in the words? Who has this key?
The key to the secrets are in the mind. One can only get the key from the elders in the deep meditation. You must go to the other side and become one with the universe before the key is revealed.
Clay leaned forward in his chair.
Where did you put these secrets? Where are the writings now?
It is all very safe now.
Clay and Shali's head snapped toward each other. Clay whispered to Shali.
She knows something about the secrets.
Shali quietly interrupted.
I agree, but there's a problem here. You know the last life we got? The Chinese Faja guy? It is almost a complete overlap with this life. Buddha boy here is about 10 years older than Faja, but they both lived to be 60 or 70. It's nearly a complete overlap. Something is wrong.
Clay looked puzzled for a moment, but then his face grew into a huge smile.
Whoa. Assuming the years are fairly accurate, we may have a dual life here. I've never run across a full dual life. I've had simultaneous incarnations when somebody got Alzheimer's or went into a coma, stuff like that. But never a full-fledged dual life for one soul.
What the hell are you talking about, Chief? Are you saying that a soul can live 2 full lives at the same time?
Yeah, and maybe more. I read about it, but have never seen it. But the soul evidently gets stretched very thin. It takes a lot of energy for a soul to live out a human life. If they live a dual life, the lives supposedly are not up to full speed, circuit overload. But on the other hand, this Buddha spends most of his life meditating. His soul is up in the hinterland chatting it up with the elders, sucking them dry for the big secrets. In this case, the soul doesn't have to spend that much time dealing with an actual human life. He is just meditating.
Shali's voice rose with excitement.
Hey, remember what King Kong Faja said? That he often felt lost or wasn't in his own body, or something like that? We can review the recording tomorrow, but it's no wonder he was spaced out. He wasn't getting the soul's full attention.
As Sogui rattled on about her life as the Buddha, Shali's face suddenly turned dead serious.
Play. Play. Listen. Confja. Confuse. Confucius. Could this soul have been Confucius at the same time that he was Buddha? Wait, let me check the lifespan on Confucius.
Shali grabbed the tablet and flipped to Confucius' timeline.
It's a dead ringer.
She exclaimed.
These two were right on top of each other time-wise. Confucius and Buddha must have been the same soul at the same time. Freak me out, man. Freak me out.
Clay laughed at Shali's out-of-character excitement.
I think you're right. Hey, remember Iqbal's life as Ezra Pound? Pound wrote the cantos. I remember reading that there was an entire section about Confucius. These two souls are in the same pod, so it makes sense that one would have an infatuation with the other's former life, and would write about them, albeit 1500 years later. Let's run Sogui through the rest of the Buddha's life, and wrap it up for today. She's going to need a day or two, just to decompress. This is almost too much to comprehend. She knows something about the secrets, though.
They finished walking through the life of the Buddha, and brought Sogui back to consciousness with the seldom-used PLR-73 scripts. After taking off the goggles, headphones, and cap, Sogui lay quietly in the chair for a long time. She stared off into blankness, recalling all she had just seen. When she sat up, her thirst was almost unquenchable. Slowly she began to talk, just a little about her experience. An hour later, Shali shut down all of the recording equipment and escorted Sogui back to her room. They agreed to meet in the lobby in 1 hour for dinner. At dinner, Sogui started to rattle off details that had not come out during the regression session. To ensure they did not miss anything, Shali began recording on her portable voice recorder.
Mi amiga, amigo, my friends. Today I was freed from the pain in this life, and deprivation of the pleasures of a normal person. These regressions have freed me from pain, physical contortion, and social stigma.
Sogui breathed in deeply, smiled, and slowly exhaled her relief while looking into the distance. Shali smiled and said in Spanish,
I noticed that your description of previous life experiences focused on many of the physical bodily pleasures.
Sogui nodded vigorously.
Yes, and I am so upset with my life as Buddha. By choice, I gave up all physical pleasure, and I self-inflicted hunger, pain, and deprivation on myself. Can you believe that?
She shook her head with disdain.
And I had this beautiful wife. Talk about hot. No sex for the rest of my life? What was I thinking? I could have meditated, and still had sex with this woman. What a beautiful chick she was. My wife was beautiful. I was so stupid, I go and meditated for rest of my life. Bah.
Clay and Shali looked at each other, and laughed out loud. Sogui then flashed back to her life as the Queen of Sheba.
Oh, I was a good looker, you know. So tall, slender, nice boobs, and black as the night. Yeah, I was one hot lady. And Solly. Oh yeah, Solly was so good. I am glad he had all those other women, they got him hot for me. Oh, we could heat up his palace to a hot bed of ecstasy.
Fortunately, the three had a private corner in the restaurant. Clay almost fell off his chair laughing as Sogui babbled on about practically every sexual encounter she had experienced in her previous lives, few of which she talked about in the session. End of chapter 12.